Well, good morning and thanks for joining us here for our 8:30 stream show. It is Friday, February 20th. I'm Mitch Carter.
And I'm Casey Mason. We're happy to have you. Of course, we're going to recap some of those top headlines from today's news, and then we'll get you on over to meteorologist Michael Fecca with a look at your weekend.
Absolutely. Starting off here right now, the Mount Carmel Police Department, they are searching for a missing 16-year-old. Zachary Hedge, pictured there on your screen, was last seen around 10 o'clock on Thursday morning at the corner of 5th and Cedar. They say he was in a 2018 silver Jeep Compass. He's described as standing about 5'7" with blonde hair and hazel eyes. Now, authorities say Zachary has a condition that places him in danger, and officials say he may be with 19-year-old Jade Sullins, pictured here, who's listed as a suspect in this case. She's described as standing about 5'4" with brown hair and brown eyes. If you see them or if you have any information whatsoever, you're asked to please call 911.
All right, in Frankfort now, that's where Governor Beshear signed Senate Bill 172 on Thursday, making it the very first bill of this legislative session to be signed into law. Well, the bill here, it's going to allow utility companies to spread the cost of operations to customers over time instead of all at once. Well, the governor posted on social media saying in part, quote, "At a time when things cost too much for our families, I'm glad leaders from each side of the aisle could work together to do what's right, lower the cost of utilities for Kentucky families."
And shifting gears here in Henderson now, local leaders are sharing some more information about the city's Parks Master Plan. Officials saying the Turn the Page project has been in the works for over a year and a half, and the goal there is to build some new parks as well as bolstering pre-existing ones, particularly Atkinson Park. Officials say they want to add new amenities there like a new pool, a zip line, pickleball, and a veterans park. And they say the project's going to have some positive impacts on the city, both for folks living there as well as the overall local economy.
A lot of it will be really popular for the residents of the city. Some of the things are, things that they already have that need improvements, and then some of it are new things. And I think that there are several things in there that people are going to get really excited about.
They say many of the projects will be taking quite a while as funding is the main reason there. Officials say they do hope, though, to get grants to pay for it rather than using those taxpayer dollars.
All right, one more quick story for you here today before we head out. Happening today in Evansville, a delicious community tradition is back, you guys. The YMCA and Dream Center of Evansville, they're going to be hosting their annual Pancake Days. So this 3-day event here, it's going to kick off this morning over at the Dream Center on Morgan Street. We know Mayor Stephanie Terry and several local nonprofits are all going to be on hand to help serve and support the cause. Along with breakfast, there's going to be live music, some games for the kids, and of course, all the proceeds here, they do go towards supporting youth programs at both the YMCA and Dream Center.
So it's really special to me that we can partner with YMCA. They're great friends. We think and feel about the world so similarly in our values and our mission. And so to be able to participate in co-fundraising for our missions is a really powerful thing.
So breakfast, it kicked off at 7 o'clock today. It's going to be 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then on Sunday, you can head out at 8 o'clock for this. Adults who want to attend, it's going to be $8 for you guys and then $5 for kids under the age of 12.
There you go. Right now here, it is 8:34 now on your Friday. Of course, the great news is the alert day has come and gone. It's out of our radar. Good news there. We are cooling down, though, as we head into the weekend and next week. So stick around. We'll have Michael Fecca up next.
That's right. You guys have a great weekend. See ya.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Good morning, it's meteorologist Michael Fecca. Welcome back to the weather portion of our morning stream show. We're going to get started here with a look at our headlines, what we're tracking out for the next couple of days. Well, yesterday we had that alert in effect for the potential for some severe weather. Thankfully, most of that missed us to our north, and today we have high pressure building back in. So we've got plenty of sunshine. It is pretty breezy though. We've seen gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour in some locations, and you probably can't tell But the background here is that webcam in downtown Evansville. It's kind of shaking a little bit due to those stronger wind gusts. So it'll be a breezy day for our Friday, and that air is going to continue to cool down here through the rest of this weekend. So we'll see temperatures dropping down into the 40s tomorrow and then into the 30s by the time we get into Sunday. We're not expecting much in the way of precipitation, but we do have a system that'll be passing to our south that'll increase our cloud cover tonight and maybe bring in the chance for a sprinkle or a flake on Saturday. And then again, there is a chance for maybe some flurries on Sunday as that colder air moves in from the north, but nothing really impactful that you'd have to change any plans for. And then as we start the work week, we'll dry out and temperatures will start to gradually climb into the 50s by the middle of next week. But let's get started here with a look at our radar across the U.S. There's that area of low pressure that developed over the Central Plains yesterday that moved into our neck of the woods, and that's what prompted that severe weather threat. The cold front associated with it now well off to the east, and it's pushing some showers and storms along the portions of the mid-Atlantic and the northeast. But here in the tri-state, it is a beautiful, clear day. We actually already reached the high for the day earlier this morning. We topped out in the 50s, and we've been cooling down ever since. Now we're sitting at mostly the lower 40s across the tri-state, with some areas down into the 30s across southern Illinois. So 35 there in Fairfield, 43 in Owensboro, sitting at around 41 degrees here in Evansville. And we can take a look at the 24-hour temperature change. Comparing this to the same time yesterday, we're around 10 to 15 degrees cooler across the board because of that cold front. And looking at the next 12 hours, with plenty of sunshine, we should gradually warm back up into the mid-40s through this afternoon. And now let's take a look at those wind gusts, because I mentioned it was pretty breezy out there. We've had gusts ranging anywhere between 20 to 30 miles per hour this morning. We'll likely keep up that through the afternoon before those winds eventually taper off overnight tonight. You can see by around 6 o'clock, everything starts to calm back down. But looking at that forecast headed into this evening, we'll notice an increase in that cloud cover with that system passing to our south. Temperatures drop back down into the lower 30s, so it is going to be a rather chilly evening. And then looking ahead to the weekend there, that'll lead us into a cooler Saturday and Sunday. We'll only top out in the mid-40s by Saturday afternoon, and then all the way down into the 20s Saturday night before warming back only into the mid-30s for Sunday afternoon. And I mentioned that chance for maybe even a few flurries, so let me show you what that looks like on our future radar. So here we are tonight. We'll notice an increase in that cloud cover through the overnight hours with that system passing to our south. As we wake up early tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy. There's that chance for maybe a stray shower with a flake mixed in, but that'll clear off to our east by tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow night. We'll stay mostly clear through the overnight hours into very early Sunday morning before another round of clouds move in, and then there's that chance for a few more flurries or a snow shower, mainly to the north and east of the Evansville area. Not expecting really anything in terms of impact or accumulation. So keep that in mind as you're headed out the door this weekend. But beyond this weekend, we will start to climb back up in terms of those temperatures above average through the end of the month and even into the beginning of March. So there's a look at your next 7 days in terms of our temperatures. Our average highs are usually in the upper 40s there. We'll be well below that tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and even into Tuesday before we pop back up above average into the 50s ahead of another cold front that's going to be moving through Wednesday evening and into Thursday, and that'll bring us our next best chance for some showers. So looking at our precipitation chances, again, a few spotty sprinkles or a snowflake possible either Saturday and on Sunday, but not expecting an impact from that. And then there's those greater chances for those showers headed into Wednesday and Thursday. So there's a look at our longer range European model. Here we'll start it out on Wednesday morning. A few showers to our southwest, but most of this activity moves in there overnight Wednesday into early Thursday morning. At this point in time, we're not too concerned with that threat for thunderstorms here. It looks mainly just like some rain, and that will continue to push off to our east through the end of next week. So there's a look at your 7-day forecast. Let me take it full screen for you guys so you can get a better look at it. Plenty of sunshine today, breezy out there, a lot cooler here through the weekend, and we'll be dry for the start of the work week as well. Looks like Monday will actually be our coldest day of the next 7, only topping out at around 35 degrees. And those overnight lows leading into Monday and then again leading into Tuesday, maybe down into the upper teens to around 20 degrees. So we haven't been that chilly overnight in quite some time. So you'll definitely need to bring back that winter jacket as you head out the door for early next week. But we start to climb back up into the 40s by Tuesday and eventually into the mid-50s there on Wednesday ahead of that front. But that is all I've got here for the forecast, so let me go ahead and send you guys on your way. Make sure to tune in at 14 News at 11 again. That's going to be on our streaming platforms due to the Olympics. So the same way you're watching this, you'll be able to catch the latest news and weather headlines. So until then, everybody, stay safe and have a great rest of your Friday.